Buongiorno, buon pomeriggio, e buonasera, Lazio world. Welcome to our instant reaction pod. I'm your host, Sean McIntosh, joined by Caleb Adams, here to chat Coppa Italia. Big 1-0 victory over Milan. Caleb, a different, a lot of similarities to this one, but a different ending, different results. How you doing here this Thursday afternoon?
I'm feeling great after that result. Wow. Like for me, this is kind of I think this tournament's one of the few things we have to look forward to in terms of actually being able to win something and progress into something, since the table, the league itself is a bit of a drag, and it's we're balancing quite difficult challenges right now at once. So this is like a little bit of an escape, as bad as it may sound. Not that things are bad in the league wise, but it's different. This is a different feel to it because it feels like we're really playing for something, or maybe doesn't feel that much so in the league play right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's important to know. Like, this side has been through so much. This squad, this club, turbulent from the moment last season ended, and it's felt really hard to grasp onto a ton of positivity. But we have been able to, little by little, see this side start to really form an identity under Sadi. A ton of pride for what we're seeing from the players and how he has us playing. And we're seeing an improvement in play, and sometimes we're not always seeing the results. Case in point, this past weekend, where we felt good about some of what we saw, only to feel like a little bit hard done. And so today, just ton of pride. Obviously, the result to really have us feeling good and feeling like we, like you said, have something to play for. So let's jump into this one, Caleb. Starting 11, some important things to note. One, Tati Castellanos back leading the line from the jump. He's in there as our number 9. We're all relieved. We're excited. And then you see Mandas, who we figured if there was ever going to be a time to see Mandas, it would have to be in Coppa Italia. And aside from that, it was kind of the same, which we figured, but thought maybe there would be a door open to see a little bit more rotation with the likes of Gila and maybe Profsgaard being in there. So jumping into this one, 24 minutes, great counterattack. Mandas plays a nice ball. Zaccagni with a fantastic little flick off to Basic, who has a ton of space. It's a counterattack. Takes the space, and then he decides to take a crack, which you can't get mad at it. Basic has an absolute cannon on him, and it just wide of frame. We see a poor clearance from Milan in the 33rd minute inside of their own box. Tati Castellanos in the right place, right time, has a go at it, but just a really tame shot. It's on frame. Probably should have passed it off to Zaccagni. A real missed opportunity. We go into halftime 0-0. I don't know about you, Caleb, but I started to feel a little bit like, here we go again. We feel good. We're composed, structured. We have a couple chances, but we can't capitalize. We can't punish Milan. Is what happened over the weekend going to happen again? See an important sub. It's early in this one, 58th minute. Noslin comes in for Tati, who clearly doesn't have the fitness for it. Shortly after, Milan's best chance. Ball cut back to Leao, front of goal, and there it is. That's the moment. That's what we saw last match against Milan. Leao, front of goal. This time, just strikes it over the bar. It's a sigh of relief. And ultimately, the difference between this week and last week was Leao misses, and we go into this one, 80th minute, fantastic corner. Nuno plays the ball, whips it in. Zaccagni, not known for his heading ability, just absolutely clutch. Back of the net, 1-0 Lazio. You see a big save in the 91st minute. Mandas on Pulisic. Scary moment for us where ball bounces to him. Last guy on the field you want to see in clutch moments, but he's not clutch. Captain America not able to do it for Milan there. We see this one out, 1-0 Lazio. Big win. On to the quarterfinals. Caleb, give me your 3 words or less to describe this one.
Well, I have 3 words that are combined into one, and I'm stealing this. Bounce back ability. This is a quote, something that was quoted by Charlotte FC's manager Dean Smith, former Leicester City, Aston Villa manager Dean Smith, and it's basically a team's ability to be able to bounce back from a tough time, a tough result, and I think that it would have been very easy to come into this game disheartened. We've sometimes seen that this Lazio side in the past few years or so, uh, kind of just like the annoyance of refereeing calls against them. It kind of gets to them, right? It gets to the attitude, it gets to the motivation, and uh, I was really curious to see how the team would respond because it's very rare where you get to do a like for like comparison of the literally the same teams. It's like back to back. So I think the team showed really good bounce back ability today. We had a tough result. Like again, it felt very similar to that first match. It uh it was very much like, is it gonna happen again? Like we got good control, good organization, good defensive structure. Is Milan is gonna bail? Is one goal gonna bail Milan out again here? But no, the team bounced back. Not only did they bounce back and had a solid performance, I thought they were even better today. I thought they really honed in on some details, looked even sharper. Of course, Tati coming back is a huge help. It's no coincidence that when Dia does not see the pitch, we score a goal. Whether it's Tati or Nelson out there, we score a goal. But I just want to applaud the team's bounce back ability today to jump back from that result on the weekend, play again, get a win, and advance, bro. It's awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. For me, it was gritty, composed, clutch. We've seen this side find a ton of composure this season. Their solidity, the back line has been really strong. We've seen this newfound like grittiness. I think that Sadi has us playing with, but the piece that we really miss was the clutch factor, the coming in, our captain, our most technical player. I tweeted this, we had all of these things. The difference today is our most technical, our most talented player comes up big in a big moment, late stages, and securing the much needed victory. So what a squad it can really like get behind right now, because
Yeah,
it really is a
100%.
side like you see fighting, like right, the bounce back ability, like ton of pride that they're able to not just cower and feel bummed out that maybe they had a call go against them last week. Every reason to maybe go into this one bummed out, but they had a crowd behind them. They're playing at home. They really wanted to fight, and you saw that. So ton of pride for what we saw tonight. And like you said, I think we were even better. From the jump, you saw even though Tati wasn't at his finest, he was still able to provide a whole heck of a lot more than Dia had. And we'll talk about players and all that, but even Noslin, ton for me that he was able to show. So what do you see as the biggest difference? Or maybe there wasn't. So like tactically, what did you see that that was the difference between this one?
It wasn't so much a tactical shift. I think the same game plan that we implemented against Milan this past weekend, we implemented today. We just executed better, and I think we executed better because we had a Tati up top. So in those chances that we were compact, didn't give much to the middle. Really was able to slow down Leon as much as we could. He's someone that you have to keep an eye on. I think all these different factors we tried, and to a certain degree succeeded in that in the first match, but ultimately in this game, it was moments. No, it wasn't so much a tactical thing. It was just the moments of Leon had his chance, didn't bury it. We had ours, but we didn't even have those sort. We didn't have we I think generated more chances today than even last game, so it gave us even better shot of coming out ahead. In that first game, I think the XG difference was like, I think they had 1.5 or something, and now it's 0.8 or something like that. So it was a goal was coming from Milan regardless, even though it was a good performance. But we just honed in. We're a lot tighter, a lot sharper. I think having Tati was huge and giving us more opportunities to score. And I thought the substitutes were good. Tavares, Noslin, everyone came in, was bright, boosted the team. I think ultimately just came out of execution today.
Yeah. A couple things, just running through the statistics. Milan with the possession in this one, 58% possession. We talk about this Lazio side being so much better when we're actually yielding possession. And so 42% for Lazio, 0.66 expected goals to Milan's 0.83. But we had 11 shots to their 9, 4 of those on frame to their 2. We had 2 big chances. They also had 2 big chances. Story here is we were able to convert one of those, and Milan was unable to. And the most important statistic, one that really shows how consistent Lazio is in this competition, Lazio has reached the round of 16, the quarterfinals, in each of the last 15 editions. So
Goodness gracious.
only Juve has matched us in that. So, in a competition that sees upsets, that's obviously you see you're playing good sides at this point. It's Lazio Milan. So really, really impressive that we've been able to do this 15 consecutive times to reach the stage of the tournament.
And we did so with one of our fellow heroes and beloved players. Milinkovic Savic was in the house for this match. He was in he was in there with the fans, just another fan.
Love to see it.
About his club, so it makes it even more special.
It's honestly, it's really cool to see the connection that some of these former players have with the club. Luis Alberto was out at San Siro this past weekend to watch Lazio Milan. So you got these guys coming back and showing some love, and it's really cool to see. So let's talk about man of the match. Who did you have as your top performer?
I think you're gonna say one name. I'm gonna save that. You can talk about this player. I'm gonna go with a little more less obvious one. To like for me, the candidates were very much Zaccagni. I thought Zaccagni had a good game. I thought Basic had a very good game, and I thought our center backs had good games. But I think Zaccagni is probably the unilateral, like the unanimous winner of this. I do think that I'm going to give it to Tavares, which maybe it comes as a surprise. But
okay, no, I mean, it's his ball that ultimately like finds Zaccagni.
I thought that Tavares, I thought that Pellegrini was not as good as he was the last game, and it's not that he had a bad game. He was good for sure, but we needed some extra oomph in the attack. We weren't getting it from the midfield, and guess what? I mean, there's just no trust in a lot of our bench players like Belayan and stuff, and so we had limited options. So we had to then resort to bringing in Tavares, and I think that Tavares was that spark on offense that really ignited and kept the team pushing forward. I think that Tavares coming in, working along Zaccagni, also sort of motivated Zaccagni in a way of like, okay, I have someone, I know there's some beef. I don't know if it's beef, but frustrations with each other. However, I think that they put the differences aside. They know that they each have quality. They can go combine off of each other, and so I think that Tavares was a real lift in terms of an attacking output. Like he was that guy going on counters. Not only did he do that, not only did he provide the assist, but I thought he was good defensively as well. He locked down. Didn't concede any chances. He's running back on defense. And so I thought he had himself a really nice cameo, because he came in a little bit later, but ultimately put in a great shift, 2 tackles, 3 recoveries, put up, 2 crosses. One of them was accurate. Of course, all the runs he does that don't come up on the stats, just all the way into the final third. And of course, ultimately that assist and the delivery to give Zaccagni the goal.
Yeah, look, for me, I think there was a lot of players that played really well. I actually had the same list that you had, but one player missing from that list. And I just want to shout him out because he has been pretty damn consistent and we never talk about him. And he's a player that really has been kind of just a punching bag and had so many like moments where he was the reason why we lost matches, and that's Adam Marusic. I thought today was just another like really strong performance from him. Like you see it defensively, especially early in the match where he's winning tackles, he's stifling Leao, he's just making the right pass, so consistent, like just super commendable, especially from a player that many Laziali, including us, were like, he's got to go. Like we have to upgrade that position, and he's turned into one of the most valuable players on this side, especially given his flexibility on both flanks. So I thought he had a really, really strong performance today. Again, just a good two-way player because he's able to play nice balls in. He's smart with possession, but defensively, I thought he was really, really good today. And it's a big reason why we concede so little. I know we're always giving praise to Romagnoli and Gila, but Marusic holding it down. So just wanted to throw that name in there. But yeah, I just for the clutch moment, and this wasn't even Zaccagni's like best game, right?
It
Like
wasn't, yeah.
I mean, it's not even close. I thought he was better against Milan over the weekend
It was,
than
yeah,
he was
I
today.
agree.
So I'm giving it to him because he walks away with this with the goal, the much needed goal. It's like
Yep.
a culmination. I'm almost like giving him this award as like the culmination of these two matches. It's like
Right.
nice to see that he gets the goal. It's such a clutch moment. We need people to step up in those moments. So yeah, that's why I give it to him. Now the one that I really struggle with is Bidone. So I just I had yeah, I think I don't know. I struggle maybe with like if I think of holistically, like who are the players that really underperformed or maybe not even underperformed, but just to like stand out in a way that positively in the way that some of these other players did. I think maybe Vecino. Not that I like noticed anything negative, but I didn't really notice him. Honestly, I was like really impressed with Basic coming in and once he was shifted over into that role, like it's a role he's unfamiliar with. Like I thought he was like fine, wasn't great, but he was fine in that like regista role. Isaacson like probably was a little bit more relevant than a Vecino, but like another match where like I don't know that he did a ton. And I'm not gonna dub Tati as a bidone by any stretch, especially what we've seen in the past few weeks. And he had some positive, but like obviously not the best performance from Tati. Is still coming into it. But I thought those players were the ones that like weren't at their best.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do. I think like the only Isaacson is the only one that comes to mind to me simply because when we think of those combinations and those good moments we had on offense, how many times was Isaacson a part of that? I can't count too many times where he was involved in that play. A lot of these combinations were being done between Tati, Zaccagni, Basic, making a run, Vecino, even just providing that initial pass, or Guendouzi running in to pick it up. Even the fullbacks, Marusic coming in and getting involved a little bit at times. I feel like all the good of the sequences, the good sequences that I remember and recall from the match, I don't recall Isaacson being involved in those.
Yep.
I thought he was largely not necessarily bad, but more of a passenger than anything today, right?
Yep.
But he would be my pick, just because I we had some counters, but again, we had a bunch of counters, but I can't really think of one moment where Isaacson picks up the ball, runs on the field, creates something. But again, I think it was much more of a passenger performance than it was like a bad or he was a liability.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect word for it because again, like kind of invisible, maybe not necessarily in like the worst of ways, but like a passenger on this. And you think about the substitutions today, like how good they were. Like our subs came in and made real impacts. Even Dele Bashiru, like I thought, like came in, won some balls, was like lively. Obviously, you mentioned Nuno and Tijani Naslin, like really, really really, really happy with what we saw from him. Again, just like making an impact and doing it in so many ways. Like I thought his work in the dying minutes helped us seal the game. 100%. Right? Like the pressing, the winning the balls, the fighting, the holding possession, the making the right pass, ensuring that we maintain possession to see it out. I thought it was a very, very good performance by him. And I think it's a huge testament that he got in. Dia didn't. And it's to me, it has to be Tati and Naslin. Like that's it. It's one of those two. It's you're subbing one for the other, and I just will bang my head against the wall if we don't see more of Naslin.
And he was so close to scoring too. Another Mayan save, like another big save. He had he generated so much power on that shot, and it was like sort of a half. It was like a half volley type of shot, but he generated power, put it on frame. Yep. I really wanted him to get that goal, but I would love to see more Naslin. before the last season started, I was saying I like Nelson more as a right winger than as a striker. I would love to see him get more shots at right wing while Cancelletti's out.
Well, Cancellieri's back, so I don't know if
Is he
that's going to
officially
be.
back?
I
Oh,
mean, he
okay,
subbed into
that's
the
right.
match
That's right.
today,
That's right.
late, and I had noted that I was actually shocked. I didn't realize that he was like back. So
Yeah, I
it'll
didn't
be
either.
interesting to see what happens there. Right? It's Isaacson had kind of this nice little stretch, and then the past two matches, I think Isaacsson's all of a sudden like opening the door for a healthy Cancellieri to maybe get in there and take that
Yeah,
position
great.
back. But look, Tati still has to like fight for fitness. He's still gonna
Yeah,
need a run in. But for
yeah.
me, and I think we're on the same page. It's like you start Tati and then you relieve him with Nasen, and you keep doing that until Nasen gives you a reason to open the door for God forbid Dia.
Yeah, and even if like even if the Tati's fit, I also think Nelson is just a very different type of player. He's a much more running behind the lines, spread the field, type of play off the shoulder type of player. So it's just a different profile altogether from a Tati. So even in a game where like man, maybe the profile of Tati is kind of struggling, I would also love to see maybe Tati dropping down. If we need a goal, chasing a goal, we're playing an inferior side. We're trying to break them down. I'd love to see Tati drop down, put Nelson up top, keep Tati behind him, work off each other. Yeah, point is, we need to see more Nelson, whatever way it is. We just need to see more
100%.
Nelson.
Absolutely. He has earned it. And there's two sides to that coin. He has earned it, and Dia has earned his ass straight to the bench. Like that to me is just
Take
like
to the reserves, bro. He's not
reserves.
even making it on the bench for me right now.
No, 100%. So, but look, this side, it's really, really impressive what Sadi has done with them. He has made us hard to beat. That's the foundation. Be hard to beat. Find those goals when you can. Big game this weekend. We turn the page to Bologna, who we will also have to play in the quarterfinals of Coppa Italia. So that match not taking place until February 4th. So we have a little bit of breathing room between those matches. But this Sunday, Bologna still at Stadio Olimpico, a chance to like turn this into a little bit of positivity. But this Bologna side is a really, really good side. And now we're starting to see ourselves in a position that when it comes to Serie A, we have to find results. We've got to get results if we want any hope of reaching Europe. But that's the interesting piece about Coppa Italia. Coppa Italia is our chance to secure European spot, right, by winning this tournament, and it's our only real chance to secure a trophy this season. So Coppa Italia for me is all eggs in that basket. But
100%.
Yeah. So Caleb, any dying thoughts here before we close this out?
No, I think that as we're getting healthier now, I think we've really survived the brunt of the worst of it. I know we have Bologna up next; things are difficult, but guys are getting healthy again. The year is turning over here. Guys like Rovella, shortly are coming in here. So I think following the holidays, I personally am pretty optimistic about the season and finishing strong. I'm not saying we're going to be incredible, but the Saudi project I think has largely been successful despite him having every reason and excuse for it not being. And I wouldn't even blame him for it. If the team was dookie right now, like it would be tough to really put like a ton of blame on Sadi. But I've been very pleased with Sadi and how he's navigated this most challenging tenure of his so far. And Forza Lazio.
Yeah, the fighting spirit is there. Sempre Forza Lazio.